गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मन मुकुर सुधारी। बरनउँ रघुबर बिमल जसु, जो दायक फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेशा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ ब्रज और ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबेको आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तो मम प्रिय भरतहि सब भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जब कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कबि कोबिद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मैली मुख बाहि, जल्दी लागी गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर नाम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन नाम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, अस्मर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त तन धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ करे कोई, छूटहि बंधि महा सुख होय। जो ये पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होए सिद्ध साकी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तरे संकट हरन पगल मूरति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसो सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। ये जो चौपाई है ना, और देवता चित्त न धरहि हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बल बीरा। It is so beautiful, and it has been, coming to my mind again and again. और देवता चित्त न धरहि हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि. This verse again and again says to me that no other Dev is needed. There is a big difference between Brahman, that divine Lord, Sri Hari, and Devtas. Devtas, excuse me, my nose is a little blocked as always. So, Devtas can be said like the Indra Dev, the Vayu Dev, Agni Dev. These are Devtas. And if we actually go deeper, every organ, sense of ours is governed by a Dev. Like the sense of hearing is governed by a Devta, the sense of speaking is governed by a Devta, the sense of hearing is governed by a Devta. And so over here, the verse is deep and beautiful. It is saying, Aur Devata Chitta na dharahi. I am not going to get gratification from my senses. Hanumat se hi sarva sukha karahi. Hanumat to shakshat bhakti hai. He is the epitome. He is the representative, whatever you can call him. He is bhakti. So over here, a sadhak is saying, I do not want to find joy through any of my sense organs. I do not want to be a slave or worship any of the devtas who govern my sense organs to get joy and bliss. I will just take the hands or take the feet of Sri Hanuman, who is bhakti. And bhakti is going to give me ultimate bliss. True devotion to the Lord, true bhakti, true love gives bliss. And sankat kate bite sab पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा. एक बार जिसने हनुमान का सुमिरन कर लिया, who has taken Sharnagati of Sri Hanuman, who has taken to bhakti of the Lord, can there be any pain, agony, suffering in his life? Again, a humble reminder, pain, agony and suffering does not mean that our life is going to become a bed of roses. No. There will be hurdles. As we see in Sunderkand, there will be tests. There will be challenges. There will be struggles. There will be misery. But those would to us be nothing but a passing cloud. Whatever is happening in our environment outside would not disturb our mental peace. We will be so blissfully calm inside because a bhakt never questions the Lord. The Bhakt never doubts the will of the Lord. A Bhakt is always in bliss. Because he knows whatever is happening is for my very good. God is in control. Plus, after a point, the Bhakt stops existing. What exists? Only Bhagwan. When you are not there, where is the suffering? Where is the agony? So it is a state of mind that changes. Situations don't change. And this is what Hanumanji is teaching us. Sunderkand is so beautiful. It is named as Sunderkand. It is said to be the heart of Ramayana because it makes our life beautiful. If we understand Sunderkand, it is the essence of the entire scripture. Not only Ramayana, the Vedas, the Purans, everything put together has been simply put forth in Sunderkand. And who is the main character, main hero in Sunderkand? Hero is always Ramji. He is the main character. He is the God. He is the epitome of bliss. He is the all-powerful and mighty. However, Hanumanji over here is deriving power from the source. And then he's accomplishing so much. And this is being made very clear at the beginning of Sunderkand. It is always said that we have to read the Kishkinda-Kand, the end of Kishkinda-Kand before we venture into Sunderkand, because it forms a background. So in that, when Jambad and all the Angad and all the monkeys and all the Sena, they are talking and testing about their own power, Hanumanji sits quietly. Because he knows, in fact, we all should understand that we have no power of our own. Everything that we do is governed by a supreme power. And Hanumanji is totally immersed in this truth. There is nothing beyond the Lord. And so while everybody is talking and analyzing their own power, Hanumanji is sitting quietly because he does not have any power of his own. But when Jambad went and told him that you have the power of Sri Ram in you, कहते हैं ना, तब Jambad बल याद दिलाया. And he said, you have the power of Sri Ram in you. And with that power, get up and accomplish Ramji's task. He is the doer. It is his task. He will reap the benefit. Who? The Lord. We are mere instruments in his hand. So when Hanumanji was told that you are the instrument, that is where he got up. And then he took that magnificent form and he roared with the power of Sri Ram. He jumped so hard on the mountain that it went to Rasatal, and after that he kept flying. There was no stopping him after that, because he was not working with his own strength. He knew that there was somebody greater and mightier working through him. And then we know Menak came, and then he went on. Sursa took Pariksha, and then, however, in both these places, he was totally in awareness that he has to accomplish Sri Hari's task. He was on a mission, right? He was on a mission to find Sita. And he was very clear. No matter how comfortable the journey, I am not going to stop. Whatever lures me, I am not going to stop. At the same time, I won't disrespect. Like Menak came, Hanumanji did not disrespect Menak. He touched, he thanked, he did naman, and he went on. So when comforts in life come, we should not forget the Lord. दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई. अरे जो सुख में सुमिरन करे, तो दुख काहे को होए. Again. So when the comfort, Menak came, he said, rest on me. Hanumanji said, Ram kaaj कीने बिनु मोहे कहाँ विश्राम. Hanumanji knows that this life is very short. As it is, so much of our life is spent in sleeping. And then there are some essential activities we have to do. After that, very little life is left. That also, if we while away, would it be a sad waste? And that is what Hanumanji says, no, I have taken this form. I have given a task. And till I accomplish Ramji's task, I cannot rest. But at the same time, he thanks Menak Parvat. And he goes on, Sursa, she has been sent to test. Again, comforts will be thrown your way. Because the Lord says, take it up. You want me? He is also thinking, would you want comforts or him? And the path of spirituality or anything worth achieving in life is not easy to achieve. There will be hurdles, there will be tests, there will be temptations. Now Menak Parvat gave him a temptation to rest. Now Sursa came as a test. She said, I'm going to eat you. Hanumanji said, I don't mind, but let me finish my task and then you come. I'll come back, you eat me. She did not listen. And fir kya tha? She opened her mouth, he grew. She opened her mouth, he grew. And this went on. And we know, and we have discussed it in great depth in the previous session. He entered the stomach and came out through the ear, joined his hand and said, yes, ma. This shows that when there is a hurdle, when there is a problem, we have to deal with it tactfully. If the problem demands for us to become big, and if we need to actually be loud, it is okay. But if a problem demands for us to be soft and tender and bend a little bit, what is the harm? Where is the ego? When Hanumanji grew, there was no ego of his strength. And when he took a small little form, there was no ego about taking a small form or bending or accepting what she wanted. Hurdles have to be dealt with tactfully. You should not break when a hurdle comes. On the path of a sadhak, on the path of a seeker, many hurdles come. There will be times when a seeker feels that it is not happening for me. However, what Hanumanji over here is telling us is, no matter what, don't stop. The journey has to go on. Not only a seeker. Now these scriptures are applicable to our day-to-day life. We face hurdles every single day. There are people who embark on a journey, right? Some get stopped by temptations like Menak Parvat. Some get broken and beaten by hurdles like Sursa. But those who don't stop for temptations nor are broken by hurdles accomplish. And then they are known. Then we consider them divine souls. They had the magnificent power. What their power was of willpower. When they set a goal, they would not stop no matter what. And this can be built. It comes with practice. Hanumanji had practiced all his life. He was not sitting in a cave doing tapas again. He was Sugriva's minister. He was doing his work, but his heart was always connected to the Lord. He had done a lot of tap, lot of penance, lot of self-control. His indriyas, all his life was just tapas. And that is when Ramji came to meet him. But when you have a glimpse of the Lord, is that it? Nahi. Even after you have the glimpse of the Lord, you should be so immersed in the name of the Lord that you don't stop taking the name. Many people have darshan and then they stop their sadhana. Nahi. Many a times, just imagine, an athlete works very hard and he achieves his first gold and then he stops. Is that the right thing to do? No. Till there is strength in his body, the athlete keeps striving for more gold, for more gold, for more gold, because his journey becomes his way of life. And Hanumanji met Ramji. He had darshan. Ramji gave him the mudri and said, go find Sita. It is reassurance that Ramji ab aa gaye hain. Yes, I got a glimpse. But a lot is yet left to be done. Many seekers always say कि जो मजा राम नाम लेने में है वो तो राम में भी नहीं है. So beautiful, isn't it? So he goes on. He breaks all the hurdles. And then what comes? When you have not given in to temptation, right? And then there is no stopping you by the hurdles also. One hurdle after the other has been overcome. Whether we like it or not, some kind of an ego creeps in. Unknowingly. This can happen if we are not aware. I'm sure this did not happen to Hanumanji, but they are explaining to us that be very vigilant. If you have captured tamas and rajas, tamas is when you want to rest and relax. Rajas is when you want and you just leave it. You don't want any wants anymore. And you feel that you have accomplished. You are sattvic. You have been able to go on your journey. A slight, tiny ego creeps in. And this is dangerous. Hanumanji did not attack Menak, nor did he attack Sursa. Hurdles, we do not want to remove the hurdles. In fact, a devotee or an athlete or a true achiever would say, the more the hurdles, the stronger I'll become. I will be able to test myself. So these two were not worthy of being killed. But what happens after? Over here, Nischari ek Sindhu. Now we are going after Doha 2. Nischari ek Sindhu baho rahehi karahi maya nabake khagakai. There was this Nischari known as Siddhika. She would live under the ocean and she would not eat that which is with her in the ocean. However, she would eat that which is flying in the air. And how would she catch these? It is said over here, she would pull the shadow. She would pull the shadow down and then eat it. Just imagine. She is not directly attacking anybody who is there in the ocean. However, she is going to pull the shadow and eat. This can also be termed as jealousy. Jealousy always happens with somebody who is above us. Right? These can be termed as vices. They directly, and this vice which is attacking the shadow is evidently telling that this is a pure vice. Where we feel that we are all good and that so-called good ego has taken over. And this good ego, when it takes over, it is worse than hurdles, it is worse than temptation. This has to be killed. You can give up bad ego. You can give up all your vices. But the ego of goodness, I am good, I am kind, I have accomplished, I have conquered, is the pathway to direct demise. And what does Hanumanji do over here? Immediately it kills Simhika. He does not even think twice. The minute a negative thought enters our mind, it should be immediately attacked and killed. Don't dwell on it. Don't let it be there. Don't let it make home in your mind. The minute a negative thought comes, finished. A minute a voice comes, kill it. There and then. Why wait? Because it'll grow. And then it grows. And then it grows. It spreads. It takes hold over you. And once it takes hold over you, then it is difficult to fight. Even that thought that I have accomplished, if he dwelled on the thought, Ram kaj sab karahi hu, tub bal buddhi nidhan. Because over here, in Doha 2, who says? Sursa says, Ayasi, Ashish dehi, gai so, harashi chaleo Hanuman. She gave Ashish. She said, to bal buddhi nidhan, you're full of bal and buddhi. Now, Hanumanji has to remember that the bal and buddhi, all that is happening is not him, it is happening through him. It is not his power, it is the power of the Lord. And he is very ajat, He is in awareness. He says the minute a single thought says, you have done it, you are the doer, you are the karta, you should be applauded, snap it there and then. Khatam kar do usko usi samay. We are nothing without our Lord. Without His kripa, nothing can ever happen. Even if somebody is listening to the katha, if somebody is doing simiran, kirtan, jap, it is only because of His grace. Had His grace not fallen on us, we could have not taken His name. Had His grace not touched us, we could not have even started this journey. So over here, he says, and again, Tahi Bari, Barut Sut Bira, Tahi Bari Barut Sut Bira, Baradi Par Gaye, Bati Dhira. And with Dhiraj, control of mind, Bati Dhir, stable. Many a times when we accomplish, we get overjoyed, right? And when we are fighting, we get agitated. There are various emotions that come in our mind depending on the external situation. Over here, इनकी मति धीर है. कुछ भी emotions नहीं है. He is not condemning anything. He is not saying this is bad or this is good. He is saying this is not needed for me, so out. He is not hating the wise. He is not hating Simhika. Nahi, finished. These scriptures are very deep. And look at him. There is no hatred towards somebody there. This was needed to be done, hence it has been done. What we do in our existence is we form emotional bonds. If somebody is mean to us, we have emotional hatred. If somebody is good to us, we have emotional love. If somebody is kind, we become grateful. We act with emotions. Over here, there are no emotions involved. What has to be done has to be done. Like if somebody is being mean, he has to be set right. Let him be set right, but don't hate him. But we end up getting emotionally involved. Hanumanji did what had to be done without being emotionally involved. And when he was able to accomplish this, he landed on the bhumi of Lanka. He took a leap. Many a times I visualize this as a leap of crossing the Bhavsagar. Bhavsagar par. It is that sagar. He took the leap of faith. And now, see, Sunderkand is coming almost towards the end. It is the 5th chapter of Ramayana. All these scriptures help us build some kind of a stability in us. And in Sunderkand, the leap has been taken. Right? Uske baad mein to Lanka Kand hai and Uttarkand. So, all these from the first card to the fourth card, right? Bal card, Ayodhya card, Aranya card, Kishkinda card. They were building. These are steps. These are steps for a sadhak to reach that divine. When did Hanumanji meet Ramji? Towards the end of Kishkinda Kand, right? And when did Hanumanji go on? So we will invariably, if we look at all our scriptures, many times I keep in my mind and I wonder, the Gita that we are chanting right now, that we learn, where does it come in Mahabharata? It comes towards the end, right? In the battlefield. So there were a lot of lessons that were supposed to be learned before the Gita was picked up. And once you pick up the Gita from chapter 1, it is not an easy read. It is not meant for a beginner. It is meant for a sadhak. See, we are as good as our understanding is, right? There's nothing wrong in it. The same scripture will give a different meaning based on your aptitude and your mental ability or your state in life. Today, it will say so and so based on your situation. Tomorrow, if you pick up the scripture again, it will say so and so. We interpret the scriptures based on our mental constitution or our surroundings, right? However, that is not the way to read the scriptures. The scriptures are written with a purpose. And the purpose is self-realization. These are, and they cannot be separated. Now, we can't say that Sunderkand is going to be read only in the prayers. I cannot apply Sunderkand in my life. Of course, you have to apply each and every learning in your life so that we can accomplish what we have taken this human form for. What have we taken this human form for? To realize the self. To cross the ocean of mundane existence. There are no two boats. Our existence in this world, our life, our way of life has to be governed by the knowledge of the scriptures. Because it is not that there is a material world and a spiritual world. No. Again, build a spiritual base and then build your material world over it. And that ladder, that material world will help you cross the ocean of mundane existence. So from Bal Kand to Ayodhya Kand to Aranya Kand, immense knowledge of the Vedas has been given to a sadhak so that he can understand Sunderkand. यहाँ पे तो सीता जी मिल रही है. We have done darshan of bhakti and we are seeing bhakti in action. So that is why now he takes a leap of faith and he reaches the other side. He reaches the other side and what does he see? Nana taru fala fool suhai khag mrig band dev dekhi mana bhai. Nana taru, there are various trees with amazing fruits. Now just imagine Hanumanji has taken a leap. He hardly, it was a very difficult journey for them, right? And they were there at the shore, hardly anything to eat and drink. And then he was sent on this task and he faced a lot of hurdles. He was attacked by temptations. He did not give in to temptations. He was tested. He did not give in to any hurdles. He did not break. And then the good ego that I accomplished, I am buddhi and bal, he did not let that touch him also. What did he do? Killed it immediately. Simbhika immediately killed because he wanted himself to remember that this is Ramji's Shakti. I don't exist here. I am not the doer. Everything that is happening is his. And another thought which came was attacked and killed. Because it's a shadow, right? It is not, to look at it is not negative. You can't find anything bad in a good deed, right? We'll say he's doing, I gave charity, I help people, I serve people, I am kind. I am kind as ego. It is a hurdle. It's the biggest hurdle, trust me. And then he takes the leap, and finally, when he's able to give up this good ego, when there is literally no ego, he reaches at the shore of Lanka. And what does he see? Nana taru, fal fool. Oh, so many fruits. It's beautiful. Lanka was divine. The beauty of Lanka has been described more so in Valmiki and Tulsi Ramayana and all the other Ramayans. It was not an ordinary land. Trikutachal, it was a land of 3 parvats. It was so divine and beautiful. Ravan was not an ordinary person either. His tappal was so strong. So when he landed, he looked around. He thought he had reached heaven. He thought he had reached heaven. But again, ajat, aware. What did he do? He took a jump. सेल बिसाल देखी एक आगे तापर धाई चढ़े हो भय त्यागे. He jumped. There was a big mountain. So he jumped and he stood over it to look around. Again, he was very close to the luxury, right? These are siddhis. Every path has temptation. Every path. कभी तकलीफ आएगी, कभी temptation आएगा. It is a test to see how resilient you are in your quest. And this time, again, when there is no ego, what comes your way? Riddhis and siddhis and nidhis. And all sages have it. But what did Hanumanji do over here? He chose to stand behind and look. He stood behind and he looked. And what did he see? He saw from a distance, from the top of a mountain, everything that was happening below. He did not get untangled in it. Now, who is talking to whom? There are 2 dialogues going on. उबा न कछु कपि के अधिकाई प्रभु प्रताप जो काल ही खाई. गिरि पर चढ़ी लंका ते ही देखी कहीं न जाए अति दुर्ग विशेषी. अति अतंग जल निधि चहु पासा कनक कोट कर परम प्रकाशा. Now Uba, Shivji is talking to Uba, right? Most of our scriptures are a dialogue. Over here, Parvati ji is asking Shivji about Ram Leela, Ram Mahima. How did this all happen? They had gone to the ashram of Agastya Muni, and Shivji was listening to the katha. Parvati ji was not listening to the katha. It was Agastya or Bharadwaj Muni. And later she saw Ram. There's an entire story behind it. Later she saw Ram whining and crying, and Shivji said, "This is my God." And she said, "How can he be God?" Sati tested Ramji, and ultimately what happened? Ramji revealed himself by saying, "Ma, why are you alone?" And there's a long story. Before we start Ramayana, there's a story of how Sati became Parvati, and now Shivji is telling the entire Ramayana to Sati, Parvati. So he's saying, "Uba na kachu kapi ki adhikai, प्रभु प्रताप जो काल ही खाई." उबा, इसमें हनुमान जी का कोई हाथ नहीं है. It is all the glory of Sri Ram. Because of his glory, he is able to surpass the clutches of Riddhi Siddhi. Because of his glory and shield of Sri Ram around him, he is not giving in to Maya. He is not giving in. He has taken a leap. He is standing at a distance and he is just observing as a witness the play of Maya. Prabhu Pratap se to kaal hi khai. Anything can happen. The smallest of snakes can eat the biggest of Garud. This is the strength of the Lord. Hanumanji is not responsible. It is not the awareness or the control or the Ajatyam or Hanumanji in play. It is the power of the Lord that is protecting Hanumanji from all the riddhis and the siddhis and the temptations of Lanka. And he is looking from a distance. From this big mountain he looks and he sees what? Oh, look at Lanka. It is so beautiful. Lanka was not guarded by the fort. The walls of the fort were not made of metal or bricks. It were made of gold, jaded with rubies and diamonds. It was so beautiful. Lanka was so rich. Each and every house was made of gold, they say. And it was guarded all around. Not only was the area outside near the beach full of fruits and trees and opulences, the fort was so beautiful. It was tempting. And he's looking. And there were water bodies all around. And that Kanakoti, it was glittering. The shadow of the water body was falling on the ocean. And it was shining like gold. Because it is surrounded by the ocean all around. And then there is gold. And then the glitter. So beautiful, luster, amazing. And from that high point at a distance on that mountain, Hanumanji looks down and what does he see? Kanakakoti vichitra manikrita sundarayam tanagana chahu hata subhata beti Charupur Bahu Vidhi Bana. And he goes on. Over here, this entire description of what he saw in Lanka is given. The city is so beautiful. It is very nicely structured. There are precious stones everywhere. The most amazing of houses, crossroads. There are markets. There is decoration everywhere. It is glowing. He is wondering whether I am on Lanka or I have reached heaven. Where have I come? Have I come at the right place? And Hanumanji is appreciating it. Bhai, Prabhu ki siddhi, Prabhu ki riddhi, Prabhu ki maya. He is not despising anything. He is looking and he is appreciating the gardens and the parks and the orchards. He is looking at all the people. Everybody dressed so well. He's wondering who is a king and who is not. There is nobody dressed less than a king. He had never seen such glory in his life. Hanumanji has never seen such glitter and glam in his life. And he is tempted to just keep looking at it. Then he sees people dressed up. He's seeing people fighting. Akhade mein, there are strong people in the wrestling ground. There are people guarding the entire fortress, soldiers and soldiers, because there is so much of wealth there. There are guards of all kind around. Then he sees Rakshasas who are eating unhealthy, tamasic ahar. But the glory is such that not only the Gandharvas or the Nags or the humans, but even the hermits and the greatest of sages can get lured. They can get tempted by the beauty of Lanka. Such is the beauty. Such is the divine glory. Such is the temptation. But our Hanumanji is standing at a distance. He has distanced himself totally. He jumped high and he stood on the top of a very high mountain, and he's having a bird's eye view of everything that can be seen inside Lanka. And he's appreciating it from a distance. In tapasya, and there would be many temptations that come, right? Riddhis, siddhis, and what happens is many sadhus and sadhaks, that is where they stop. We see people who do magic and everything, right? The sadhus and siddhas. That is where they stop. Now, if you stop at the riddhis, siddhis, That is it. It is not the end. But people get confused thinking that this is the end. Is this the end? No. Hanumanji knows. Bhakti knows. Bhakti has to go only to the feet of the Lord. Nowhere else does the bhakti stop. They don't demand anything from God. Hanumanji ko Prabhu se kya chahiye tha? Kuch bhi nahi. A true devotee does not ask. The true devotee does not want material goods, does not want material gains, does not want family bliss, does not want anything. A true devotee does not question. A true devotee does not complain. A true devotee, Hanumanji, did not want material bliss in the form of Menak. A true devotee did not complain when the hurdles were coming his way. A true devotee remembered that it is not me, it is the Lord's power that is acting through me, and he destroyed Simhika, the good ego that was taking place. All the vices, Kam, Krodh, Moh, Lobh, Mad, Ahankar comes when the I is there. Till there is me, all these vices will be there. Let me just kill the me. There is no me. Everything is happening through the glory of the Lord. And then, after that, he reaches a point where he is free from the clutches of samsara. But he has been again surrounded by siddhis. Beautiful siddhis. Magical siddhis. Amazing siddhis. But he again is very cautious. Why? Over here Shivji clearly says, Uma, it is not him who is able to resist the temptation of siddhis. He is being protected by the Lord. He has the Ram Kavach all around him. By Ram's strength, what can happen? What cannot happen? Anything is possible. And so Hanumanji was able to take the leap and distance himself and just appreciate. Let it pass. Don't stop. Let it pass. Don't stop. Many sages will say, Hamara, all this reason for my tap and jap is not to reach Swarg or not to get any siddhi. My journey is beyond. I don't want the benefits of the material bliss. I don't want any place in Swarglok or the high. I want to go beyond. I want to reach and merge into my Lord. And after a point, I don't even want that. प्रभु नाम लेने में जो आनंद है वो आनंद और कहीं नहीं है. Prabhu, give me birth after birth after birth where I keep singing your glories and I keep chanting your name. I keep doing your talks. और क्या चाहिए जीवन से? And Hanumanji is in that state. He says, nahi, not a chance. And what happens then? That is the beauty. Just imagine, at that time, पुर रखवारी देखी बहु कपि मन की न विचार अति लघु रूप धरो निसी नगर करो पहिसार. He says, इन सब चीजों से लड़ने का कोई मतलब नहीं. You choose your battles wisely, right? Why do we have to fight every battle? He looked at all the siddhis and the riddhis. He looked at the beauty of Lanka. He peeped into the fortress and saw the glory and the glitter and the glam. And he said, "Okay, right now everybody is guarding the Lanka. Why should I go in my big form?" He could have. He could have taken the huge form and just gone, pick Sita Ma and come back. That was not in his agenda any which ways. But he could have shown his strength. But again, that was not his agenda. Every battle is not to be fought. Every temptation is not, where there was a point when he hit something, over here he just let it pass because he was able to distance himself. And he said, okay, let it pass when it becomes dark, when nobody is watching me. That is the time when I will enter. Why should I show my strength? Why should I fight an unnecessary battle? I will wait quietly till the sun goes down. And quietly he decided to wait. But what happened was, when he was waiting, he started taking the Harinam. That is what Hanumanji always does. Harinam, 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 Harinam. Harinam is the ultimate thing for him. So he started taking the Harinam. And when the time came to enter, he took a small little form. And the form of a small musk fly. And probably he was still chanting, Subir Narahari. Basak saman roop kapidharahi, lanka hi chale, subir narahari. And again he is chanting the Ram, Nam, Nam, Nam. So probably he was going bzz, 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 Ram, 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 Ram. And this was heard by whom? Lankini. And the minute Lankini saw him, she caught hold of him and she said, you thief, I eat thieves. Nobody can enter Lanka without me catching hold of them. The minute she caught hold of Hanumanji, Hanumanji gave a mushti prahar. Mushti ka ek mahakapi hani, rudhir babat dharani dhanamani. Ek mushti prahar diya. And then what happened? Kya ho raha tha? She fell down. And when she fell down, unconscious, she remembered that when Brahmaji had come and given the boon to Ravan, he had told me while he was leaving that when a kapi comes and gives you a mushti prahar and you become unconscious, if he boxes you and you become unconscious, that is a time when the demise of Lanka, the fall of Ravan, and his end would be near. And she turned to Hanumanji, she joined her hands and said, Tat mor ati punya bahuta, dekhu nayan Ram karaduta. Oh, she said, my God, you are Ramji's doot. It must be all the punya that I have gathered that I am able to see you. देखिए, over here two things are very important that we need to catch hold of. Till Hanumanji was distant from the Siddhis and they were not attacking him, he was just letting them pass. When does Hanumanji attack? The minute he feels that, oh, the Siddhi and the Riddhi has caught hold of me, right? The minute some temptation, the minute some attachment, the minute that lalsa, that desire for the Siddhi catches hold, he immediately distances himself and he hits. He does not wait. At that time, he would not join and plead like he was pleading with Sursa. With Simbika and Lankini, he gave a mushti pahar without a thought and distanced them. Because these can be very dangerous for a sadhak. Even for a person who wants to achieve something in life, the minute you accomplish something, what will happen? People are going to applaud, right? You are so great, you are so good, you are excellent. And at that time, if you stop the momentum of your practice or stop the momentum of your training, what will happen? You'll fall. Next time there won't be any gold medal anymore. Or next time the results won't be good. The minute you feel that, yes, I have done enough, that is it. I have accomplished, I am ready, that is it. No. You can never stop working. So immediately a mushti prahar. And Brahmaji has said that when somebody is able to give and is successful, able to actually withdraw or, is able to withhold himself and not give in to temptation, remember that is a time when Ravan is going to die. It's very simple. Worldly temptations are easy to give up. These Riddhis and Siddhis, even the greatest of tapasvis, who have spent ages and eternity praying for the Lord, are unable to resist. Again, what did Shivji say? Uma, it is because of the grace of Lord that he has been able to distance himself from the Riddhis and Siddhis, and because of the grace of Lord, the minute the Riddhis and Siddhis, Lankini caught hold of him, he gave a mushti prahar. And Brahmaji already said, when somebody is able to give up Riddhi and Siddhi temptation, he is going to cross the ocean of mundane existence. Then Ravan, then even the Vasanas won't remain anymore. And Lankini says, Tat mor ati punya bahuta, देखो नयन राम कर दूता. ये जो साधु संत हैं, That was the first point. The second point is, if you are able to be in the vicinity of any sant, it is only because many births of punya has been done. Otherwise, a lifetime goes away and Sant Darshan does not happen. And it does not mean that you see a Sant, you see a knower of God, or you see a devotee. When the devotee is able to stir something within you, that is when your punya is in action. भाई दर्शन तो बहुत लोगों को होते हैं, but does it stir something in you? Does it actually make you realize that yes, my vices are also ending because of my connection with the sage? There is something. That is when your punya is in action. It is not mere darshan. Yes, mere darshan also. But just imagine, with the darshan, with that company, with that sang, with that sant, you begin to change. It is because of your own punya. Every birth we have worked so that we can have darshan of a devotee. How much punya must we have accumulated for this one moment of association? And that is what Lankani is saying, that this is a result of my tapas, my punya, that I am able to see a doot, a messenger of the Lord. Messenger hi hota hai na? A messenger of the Lord who is talking about the Lord, who is trying to awaken me and tell me, turn towards the Lord. माया छोड़ो, मायापति के पास चलो. तात स्वर्ग उपवर्ग सुख धरियो तुला एक आग, तूल न ताहि सकल मिली जो सुख लवे सतसंग. In the fourth Doha they say, तात स्वर्ग उपवर्ग सुख. Not only the joy of being in heaven, even the joy of liberation is zero, is useless, is not of any weightage when we weigh it with the beauty and the bliss of meeting a sage, a sant, the knower of Brahman, the person who has realized. What is final beatitude? What is final mukti? What is final reaching the swarg in front of meeting a devotee of the Lord? सब बेकार है. संत दर्शन जब मिल जाए तो प्रभु स्वर्ग भी नहीं चाहिए, मुक्ति भी नहीं चाहिए, बस भक्ति चाहिए. And ये तो साक्षात भक्ति का अवतार है. And when you get bhakti in your heart, what else would you want? And if you weigh it, is what is heavier? Is meeting a sant heavier, or meeting, being in heaven, or mukti? It is meeting a sant. Says the Guru Govind dono khade kake lagu paye, balihari Guru aap ki govindiyo bilaye, govindiyo bilaye. There is no greater bliss than meeting a sage, being in the company of a saint. Because when I am in the company of such divine sages, divine people, I myself feel that I am in the company of you. It is like moving towards you with the speed of light. And that is all that I want. To sit in such a sang, and chant the name of Sri Hari. ताल स्वर्ग, तात स्वर्ग उपवर्ग सुख, धरियो तुला एक अग, तूल न ताहि सकल मिली जो सुख लवे सतसंग, जो सुख लवे सतसंग. With this, we take home, if nothing else, these two things. That if we get any close association with a lover of God, it is because of a lot of hard work that has been put through us. And if we have got that company, why waste it? Pakad lijiye. The minute you feel you have met a sage or a saint, hold him, hold his leg, don't let him go. He will go to the Lord and he'll take you with you. Take you with him. एक बार कोई सत्य मिल जाए तो उसका हाथ छोड़ना नहीं, सत्संग मिल जाए तो उसको छोड़ना नहीं, हरि नाम मुंह पे आ जाए तो उसको छोड़ना नहीं. There is nothing else worth remembering other than the Lord. जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. वासुदेवाय वासुदेवाय. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. जय बोलो हनुमान की. जय बोलो हनुमान की. बोलो बजरंग बली की जय. जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण. जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान.